What's up, peoples? I'm about to actually go take a bath, but I decided I wanted to do this video because I think this is a great video to do. And just got the information that Sergey Kovalev is going to be facing Anthony Yard. Canelo is not going to be able to face Sergey Kovalev. I sure hope that stays that way. I don't care for that fight. I said it 100 different ways. By the way, guys, since you're watching What You Need, you know I'm what you need. What you need for boxing. That's what I talk to you guys about. Do please smash that like button if you come through in the area. Let's talk some boxing. So, Mr. Sergey Kovalev is going to face off against undefeated, young, upcoming, very talented fighter in Anthony Yard. That's great. I'm not mad at him. It's cool. I want to say though, don't forget to smash that like button when you come through. If you like what you're seeing, please smash it. I wanted to say, smack that like button, guys, on the way in. Yeah, shout out to you, Tommy Temper. Yeah, I wanted to do a hangout, but apparently, as Tommy told me, my phone can't do hangouts. I gotta go take a drink of water, folks. So I'm just gonna go take a drink. So, it can do hangouts. It's just probably I have to figure out how, right, for my phone. But thank you very much for smashing that like button. But you know, it is what it is. So Canelo will not be facing Sergey Kovalev. I'm so happy. He should face Demetrius Andrade and give Kovalev a chance to defeat Anthony Yard. At least he'll have a chance there, I think, in my opinion. A lot of people are looking at it, Kovalev, you know, Canelo's an intriguing fight. Hell no, it's not. It's not. I don't know who you fooling, folks. You know, not fooling me. That's not a good fight for Kovalev. It's not a good look. So I prefer he face Anthony Yard. Anthony Yard is at the top tier level. He's inexperienced. So let's see what Anthony Yard could do against Sergey Kovalev. You know what I mean? That's a fair enough. I think it's a fair enough fight for Kovalev. I don't think he can win that one. I'm not saying he does, but he can win it. You know? All right, once you come to my channel and you like what you see, please do me a favor and subscribe. There is a subscribe button somewhere on my channel. Also, if you like what you see or you like what you hear, don't forget to smash that like button. And in addition, if you want to, you can donate to my channel. I keep on telling people these things because I want them to know that this channel is trying to monetize itself and make money. Right? I'm just saying. I'm telling you guys, I'm being honest, coming straight out, let everybody know I'm trying to make money with this channel. Alright? And, you know, I don't care if people want to hate on me or they love me. It doesn't matter. I'm just here to try and make some money, as well as talk boxing with you guys. As you can see from the title, we're going to look at the heavyweight division. The top heavyweights, particularly those who are world champions or former world champions. I'm not going to say former world champions because there are some former world champions I just don't have there. Okay? I'm going to have to use BoxRec in this case. I'm sorry about that, guys. I don't really want to use BoxRec, but in this case I have to use BoxRec. Thank you for smashing that button. Whoever smashed that like button, I can see when you guys smash the like button. That's awesome. If you guys like what you see, like button. So let's talk about some of these. The heavyweight division. It's an interesting division. It's filled with some very talented fighters now. The heavyweight division's got to come alive. It's not exactly like the 90s, but it's come alive. Get this smoke. Whoa. That's an honor right there. Peace to you, my brother. I would love to go out and eat something I had to get something to eat for this afternoon. 'Cause I ain't eaten anything yet, but yeah, I like talking with you, man. What I like about you is you actually argue based on points. You're not like, you know, if you don't have a point, you may stall. But if you don't have a point, the one thing you do is, I like that and I appreciate it, is that um, you don't necessarily try to attack somebody at home and all that nonsense. I've seen guys at home, and I don't personally attack people unless they attack me. But I'm gonna stop doing that. I'm trying to go the higher road. I used to do that. I was a very logical kind of guy. Just used to go with logic and just not engage people on anything else. And you seem to be one of those guys. Another guy that seems to be like that is Zone 6. I kind of dig Zone 6 a bit, because he's usually coming from a perspective of an argument. He's not coming from a perspective of who this person is, their attitude and all that. He's coming from an argument perspective. And as much as you might see me cussing and swearing, I always come back to the point, and I'm always arguing a point. And a lot of people realize that with me. I'm not really trying to just blast somebody and down them. I don't really give a fuck about that. I'm more about arguing a point because I think the point's important. You know what I'm saying? So Tommy Temper's a dude like that. He clowns and he jokes and stuff, but Tommy Temper actually knows quite a lot of stuff, and I didn't realize that until having a conversation with him. So I'm just saying, and I like what he's doing. He's kind of bringing people together and stuff. So anyway, let me just get back to what I was saying about the boxing. So back to what I was saying, the heavyweight division. If you check out the heavyweight, there's a lot of new heavyweights coming on the horizon, and some of them are making some noise. Some of them are not making noise yet, right? Some of them, I've looked at some of them. I was impressed with some. Some I'm yet to be, impressed by them, and it doesn't really matter. You don't have to be impressed by somebody. It doesn't really matter. So my say doesn't really matter, because, as I said before, as time goes along, as things go along, the divisions, people show what they are. So it doesn't really matter if I'm impressed by them or not, right? But yeah, I want to talk about the heavyweight division. I want to talk about, it's 1, 2, 3, 4 heavyweights right now that are in the eye of the public. Has known them pretty well. I want to look at their resume, just the resume, nothing else. The resume. I want to show you guys something, because I think a lot of people look at certain fighters a certain way, or at least the general consensus is that certain fighters are doing certain things. Tommy Temper said everybody's beefing, getting people together isn't really working on right now. Everybody's beefing. Look, but here's an important. Some of the people who are beefing, they really are whack, because they really going on personality and that kind of shit. And then there are people who are beefing, but they're not really beefing. They're really trying to argue. It's really an argument. They may be aggressive and passionate, but they're really arguing something. Like, for instance, me and Get That Smoke, we were just kind of debating. It's really an argument, as much as it may seem as if I'm sometimes trying to attack him or something. I'm not really. I'm really trying to debate a point. I was really just trying to argue a point, what I truly believe, And so Get That Smoke's like that. But also, you got, and it's nothing wrong with arguing and debating things that you don't agree on. I mean, I argue and debate with different people. But yeah, different people have different beefs. I think, like for me, I think I have a beef with Boxing That Librarian. I'm pretty sure about that, because he had a beef with me. He actually made videos on my channel. He was trying to sink me, and my thing, because of something I said about Mayweather and Pacquiao, actually. This is how that whole thing started off. And then it went on to become Harry Kreb versus Gene Tunney. Alright? And that's where his beef started, and he lost his shit because I was talking about Pacquiao a certain way. He was trying to defend Pacquiao, okay? Because he thought he was trying to prove that I'm a Flomo. And that's where that all actually started off, with Boxing Librarian. But I just stopped taking him on. I went one time to his video, and I just started debunking shit one after the other. I just debunked shit that he was saying. And then after that, I just left, because I didn't have time to waste my time on him, at the time. So then that was that. So yeah, everybody got beef of some kind, I'm sure, in here. But again, it's based on, for me, it was always based on points. It was always based on points in my. I was always arguing an argument, and while the person, I realized the shit that the person was, that it was full of shit. I never really tried to address the person until later on. I just tell a guy straight to his face, "You're full of shit." I just tell the guy because you're not addressing my. I came with an argument. You never countered that. You're now trying to do ad hominem. They always try to attack your personality when they really ain't got nothing else to say. They start going down the personality route. Oh, you this and you that, and you, because you don't have shit to say. You can't answer me, you know. You know what it is, you know, and I didn't have time for that, you know. And a couple of times I again put him on blast, and I just left him there. Let him do whatever he wanted. And it's not that I don't like what Boxing Librarian has done for the YTVC, for the boxing community. He's done a lot. All right, I respect that. I appreciate that. See what I'm saying? You decided to come out of your zone, come to my channel where I was, and you decided to pick a beef with me. I didn't pick a beef with you. I was on my channel doing my shit. You understand what I'm saying? And then he rolled in, and that's how that went. So, and I used to esteem him quite highly. I was like, yeah, I like this dude. He cool. Until I saw the side of him that was stupid. You know? And it is what it is. But, so he's always been trying to, if you notice, when I make a statement, he tries to counter it. He tries to attack my statements every single time. In any group, in any hangout, he's always trying to come at me. I'm never trying to come at him. I never say nothing about him. If you notice, he always coming at me. Right? Because he feels inferior. For some reason. I don't know why. That's how that goes. So they got a beef. I don't take him on. He made videos on me. I was like, okay, cool. People started calling me Flomo after him. And I was like, that ain't stopping me from making my videos. I don't really care. So I've been moving like that. That's how I move. You know? Ain't nobody shut me up. If I feel like talking, I'm gonna fucking talk. So that's how I do it. Yeah, alright, so back to what we talking about, the heavyweight division. And why am I turning clockwise? Because right now, I am actually running out of space. And I'm actually I'm actually that kind of personality. My personality is one in which, I'm going to say it, I don't care. I feel I'm slightly autistic, so I like to go around in circles. I also like to rock back and forth for reasons unknown to me. You'll see some boxers do the same thing. They'd be like, you're standing up and they'd just be rocking back and forth. Like this shit. They just be rocking back and forth. And I like to walk around in circles. It works well, because if you think about it, in a boxing ring, you're going around in a circle. So you have to pivot, right? So I'm busy pivoting. So I guess I'm practicing my pivoting. I don't give a fuck, man. Y'all gotta understand, it's not about me. It's always been about the sport. You know, everybody got some idiosyncrasies. Nobody's perfect in this life, so I'm cool with it. Get that smoke says it'll work itself out. For sure, for sure. Get that smoke says exactly. Yeah. Jackson the Hopeful says, spoiler, can't get knocked out. Hey, y'all are funny, man. You have a lot of points. Hard to address them all via iPhone. I absolutely agree with you. And that's why, you know, really, in a real, in a civil debate, we not really, we just do it on the fly, right? But in a civil debate, you know, which happened on Pound for Pound Boxing Report, you let the other person talk, say their points. If you want, you jot down one or two things, or the person takes the time to address one issue at a time. So you decide, okay, man, I'm gonna just do one issue, and then you just counter that. But of course, in real life, that don't really work. So, like, if people are passionate about boxing, a guy interrupt you, decided, you know, and you just had to remember what your train of thought was. If you're not a person like that, well, it is what it is, you know. And I've been corrected before. Don't get me wrong. I've been corrected by different people, Boxing Beats and Rhymes, correcting me about Ali and a philosophy and an idea I had. I've been corrected different times, so don't make it sound like I'm a guy that's, no, I'm shit, man. I'm just a guy who like boxing, and I'm trying to box to appreciate the sport more and appreciate what's happening. And so that's where I'm at this point in time. It's just that at times I kind of get somewhat annoyed by people who don't really appreciate the sport because they think the sport is a personality or a person, you know. And so, and then the other people who just don't appreciate the fucking sport right now. And they talk so much shit about the sport, you know, it's boring, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, what the fuck, man? Why are you here then? If you're a boxing fan, why the fuck would you watch something that's boring? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't get those kind of things, you know? Not to say that it wasn't in boxing before, but I remember back in the days when I was a youth, I didn't see it as often because I wasn't plugged in like that, too. But I didn't see that as often. And while people were still naive, in my opinion, because when I look back at it, I was naive. You know, the 80s, you were naive. I mean, the 90s, the 2000s, people have become more cynical, more skeptical of things. And, you know, people want to test things. They want to check out things more. So it's a lot different now. But by and large, when you think about it, boxing is still a sport in which you have to look at it and realize how much it has progressed from where it last started. If you understand where boxing came from and where it has arrived to, it has definitely changed significantly from what it was initially. And two, it's changed for the better, in my opinion. All right, I think it's changed for the better. The better for boxers, the better for the audience. But it's just that people now so want things immediately. This is an age where you get everything right now. So people are like, I want it now. Fuck. And I want to see it this way. You know, people are now telling you what they want to see, how they want to see it, whether the boxers can deliver that or not. That's what they want. So what happens in the end is sometimes the marketing campaign is deceptive. It's saying, okay, this is what you want to see. We'll give you what you want to see. And shit don't happen like that. You know, anyway, that's besides the point. Get That Smoke says too much bunker mentality among fans. Yeah, a lot of people in there, little fans and cliques and shit like that. And then on top of that, a lot of them, to be honest with you, man, if you really listen, if you're really paying attention, half of the things we say as boxing fans came from people who reported it, supposedly, and we believe them. And the ideas we think about boxing come from somebody else. It's not our ideas. So that's why I say I think Jim Lampley and Larry Richard, they did something good for the sport of boxing. But by and large, I think they fucked up the fucking sport. Especially when it went to HBO because it was on cable and pay-per-view. That fucked up the sport. When boxing was only on ESPN and HBO, and then Showtime came later, when it was just ESPN and HBO, there was a time, actually, let me be fair, where boxing on ESPN and HBO was great. But it was, again, a time, if you think about it, it was a time when it was a non-black fighter they were pushing. Oscar fucking De La Hoya had it great. He had it fucking great. HBO, ESPN, they loved him, right? Roy Jones Jr., on the other hand, who, like Floyd, won the I think he won silver. Year with the gold. They cheated him. Roy Jones Jr., anyway, on the other hand, you know, it started off with hype. And then after that, they just literally slaughtered his ass. Man, they used to just critique that guy. I didn't understand why. Oh, shit. Okay. You know, they really slaughtered that guy. What did this guy do? All he did was he changed the sport in terms of how the ring entrance was. Roy was very innovative in bringing ring entrances and shit. I don't even know why I'm talking all this shit. I was about to talk one topic and I'm off on a tangent talking some other shit. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Roy brought so much to the sport of boxing, and Floyd just borrowed it off of Roy. Floyd borrowed from Roy a lot of stuff, and a lot of stuff that Roy wanted to do, Floyd ended up doing. That's why you never hear Roy say, "Oh, you know, this move that Floyd is making is stupid." No, he wanted to make that move. You know what I'm saying? That Conor McGregor Floyd Mayweather fight that ended up happening, that crossover fight, Roy wanted to do that with Anderson Silva, man. He wanted to do that with Anderson Silva. You know, Roy, what Floyd ended up doing at the end of his career, Roy wanted to do that. You know, he wanted to do that That farewell fight. Roy wanted to do a farewell fight like how Floyd did it. See how Floyd did the Berto fight? That wasn't Floyd's idea. That was Roy. And Floyd, remember Roy doing it and pull it off of Roy. You know what I'm saying? Shit. Yeah, Floyd loved Roy. You know, where you think Floyd got the leaping left hook from? Floyd at a certain point in time didn't used to throw a whole bunch of jabs. Why? Because Roy didn't throw a whole bunch of jabs. I remember Floyd at a certain point in time, Floyd looked like Little Roy. I used to think of him as Little Roy. You know, Roy was the man. It looked like Floyd was, because everybody was doing what Roy was doing. Roy was the man. But he was the man, but he was constantly getting critiqued by Larry Merchant. Like, Larry Merchant didn't like that dude. For some reasons unknown to me, Larry Merchant just used to go in on Roy. And then Emmanuel Stewart would follow him. I didn't understand it, man. It is what it is. At a certain point in time, they were saying that Roy he wasn't facing proper opposition. This dude mowed through everybody. James Toney, he mowed through Bernard Hopkins, John David Jackson. This guy mowed through everybody, right? You think of the names, you look at the names Roy fought. It's just that he was that much better than them. He made them look ordinary. He took extraordinary guys and made them. That's what Floyd say, right? Floyd says, he borrowed from Roy. Roy was crazy, man. I'm just saying. Yes, I use WhatsApp, Tommy Temper. It's easy. You just go to the. You have an iPhone, so you wouldn't use the App Store, but you would use the store from iPhone, whatever store that is, and you could download the WhatsApp app somewhere in there. Right. So Hybrid 95, you got me focused back. Who has the best resume at heavyweight? So I'm going to show you guys the different heavyweights, and I'm going to show you the resumes they have. And I'm going to be able to shit, the time is going like a bullet. I still got to go out to a quick shop or something and get something to eat. It's got to be healthy though. It's got to be healthy. Floyd adopted a lot of his defensive tendencies from James Toney. Well, actually, James Toney and Floyd came from the same area, Grand Rapids, Michigan. Right? They didn't train in the same gym, but they come from the same area. So the Michigan defense is something that they all share. They're all aware of that defense. It's just that Floyd mastered it at a very early age. I think his father was telling us just recently there that Floyd had mastered everything by the age of 9. So that motherfucker could do everything at the age of fucking 9 perfectly. That's what his father said. Jackson the hopeful. Mayweather could have proved himself as better than Roy in the early part of his career, but the guys in his division ducked him and Mosley moved up. I mean, y'all, somebody go and look at Roy's resume. Roy fought a whole set of fucking good fighters, man. Roy's resume. The only other guy I know has a resume as bad and as good as Roy is fucking Harry Kreb. Roy has an incredible fucking resume. Incredible fucking resume. Incredible. He got a lot of Hall of Famers. He got a lot of ATGs on his fucking resume. Roy is, I mean, you guys got to look at Roy. Roy ain't ordinary when it comes to his resume, and he wasn't ordinary in terms of his fighting. At least at a certain point in his career, of course, until people found out the flaws in his career, but in his fighting style. But he was phenomenal. You know what I'm saying? Get that smoke. Mosley was earning peanuts. The money was in the higher weights. For sure. Tyson. Mike Tyson. After Mike Tyson, I think it was Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. And then I think it was Oscar De La Hoya. And Shane Mosley beat De La Hoya, so he that's where his career really launched off. Yeah, Michigan fighters, yeah. Now, James Toney never say nothing bad about Floyd either. James Toney never say nothing bad about Floyd. He said that's his little brother. James Toney knows Floyd fights in the style he fights in. Yeah. James Toney do a couple other things He do a couple other things that Floyd don't really do. It doesn't mean that Floyd can't do it, but we never seen him do it, you know. But in the Michigan defense, you're supposed to be able to do those things. So I'm assuming that both his father, himself, Jeff Mayweather used to do some interesting things. You know, Jeff Mayweather used to change levels. So Floyd took that from Jeff. So Floyd borrowed different things from different of his uncles and his father. You know, Roger was, you know, aggressive. You know, had that great jab. You know, had that defense. He could roll punches and shit, but he was more upright. So Jeff Mayweather was more the guy that used to change levels. So you see how Demetrius Andrade fights low to high. Jeff Mayweather would do that kind of shit, bob and weave and all that shit. So Jeff Mayweather was really good at that. And then you have Floyd Sr., who had, again, you know, besides the shell, he had really incredible hand speed. Because he had broken hands, something that Floyd shared, and he got shot in the hand, he didn't really have that great punching power. Floyd had probably greater punching power than his father. His father wanted him to, I was just watching this recently, his father wanted him, I need to talk about all kinds of fighters because I know a little bit about each of them. But his father wanted him to work on his speed, but Floyd mastered it, yes, but his father wanted him to work on his speed. You know, his father's faster than him, much faster than him. Yeah, but anyway, let me get to what Hybrid 95 wants me to talk about. Let me talk about that. Sorry about the angle on this thing and it's moving around. I need to probably set it down on a tripod or something, so I look more professional doing it. This is very amateurish. Yeah, the heavyweight division is an amazing division. I'm going to start off with Tyson Fury. All right, when you look at the resume of Tyson Fury, some names pop out. So Tyson Fury faced WBC champion Deontay Wilder, and he also faced in 2015 Vladimir Klitschko. Now, the only other notable name he faced on that list that's really worth talking about is a guy that's still around in boxing, Derek Chisora. Derek Chisora, he beat him actually. He fought him twice. Derek Chisora was undefeated when he first beat him for the British Boxing Board of Control heavyweight title, Commonwealth title, and then he went on to face him again later on in his career, 2 fights before he faced Vladimir Klitschko. All right, so basically Tyson Fury's career is basically the two notable names in his career really that he's really faced is Vladimir Klitschko and Deontay Wilder. And that's it for Tyson Fury. The other opponents are good-ish, okay. To let's look at Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder the two notable names is also two that he faced, which were really good, were Tyson Fury, who's going to rematch, and Luis Ortiz, who's going to rematch. Okay, we have to talk about Bermane Stiverne. He was a world champion, and he also had Chris Arreola, but I don't really want to mention them. I mean, Bermane Stiverne, definitely, he was a world champion. You have to give him his credit where credit is due, you know, at the time. So you have to mention Bermane Stiverne. So he has three names, okay? And then we have Andy Ruiz. Andy Ruiz actually faced some pretty good competition. And believe it or not, Andy Ruiz faced Anthony. He also faced Joseph Parker. All right? He faced Joseph Parker when Joseph Parker was undefeated. And he fought him for the WBO World Heavyweight title. So you have to mention those two. So mostly, if you look at these new heavyweights, they at least fought two really good opponents. All right? Two notable, really good opponents that you need to talk about who are actually at the championship level. Now, Anthony Joshua, on the other hand, his resume is incredible. It really is. Anthony Joshua just recently fought Andy Ruiz, who's now you have to mention Anthony Ruiz because he's currently the unified WBO, WBA, IBF world champion, heavyweight champion. He also faced Alexander Povetkin. Povetkin was a force in the sport of boxing. He never became a world champion, but still. He also faced Joseph Parker. Joseph Parker was a world champion at the time he faced him. He unified the WBO with the WBA and the IBF. He also faced Vladimir Klitschko on the comeback. Alright? And he also faced Charles Martin, who was a world champion, so we have to mention him. And Charles Martin was the IBF world champion. Okay? And he knocked him out in the second round. You can also talk about Dillian White, who he defeated for the British boxing heavyweight title, but he's not going to be mentioned in the top tier. But Anthony Joshua, in 23 fights, 23 fights is all he has. He was able to face some really top tier competition. He had some stiff competition in between some easy, stay busy fights. But so listen, he's different to all the other guys. Believe it or not, Anthony Joshua has faced 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 champion or championship title holds. Alright? So Anthony Joshua's actually done, his resume is deeper than any other boxing resume out there. Not Deontay Wilder's, not Tyson Fury's, not even Andy Ruiz's resume is deeper than Anthony Joshua. And that's crazy, huh? And why I think that's crazy is because, I'll take this a bit. All right, cool. Why that's crazy is because I think that a lot of people want to down Anthony Joshua and want to speak ill of him, but you know, it was just the fight before. I think a lot of people considered him the best heavyweight in the world, and it's just so weird how now they don't look at him that way. Steve Cunningham is not a bad mention, although he was a cruiserweight. No, you can't mention Steve Cunningham. I'm talking about guys who either were world champions at the time they faced them, or top tier names. So if you look, Tyson Fury faced Vladimir Klitschko, who was a world champion, but he's a top tier name. You have to mention Vladimir Klitschko. And then, but he was a world champion when Tyson Fury faced him, actually. So it doesn't really matter. So that's why I mentioned him, and I also mentioned Tyson Fury mentioned Deontay Wilder. So he faced 2 world champions, right? Now Deontay Wilder, he faced Luis Ortiz, who was not a world champion, but you know, he's a top tier guy. So I guess I see where you're coming from with Steve Cunningham. And then I have to you on in almost every video. And then you have him facing also Tyson Fury. All right. But if you want to, you can remove Ortiz and just have Tyson Fury. You would just have one. It's up to you. And then you have. And then you have. And then we have. So it's Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder, and then we got Andy Ruiz. Andy Ruiz faced Joseph Parker. He was trying to get the WBO championship from him, and then he also faced Anthony Joshua, and he upset him. All right. Jackson Open says Wilder gets some crazy hate for the most ridiculous reasons. He's just a young upcoming heavyweight fighter, and he's doing quite well. So you can't hate on him. I understand why some people think so. I mean, I don't want to see the Dominic Brazil fight. I wasn't interested in that. I knew it wasn't competitive. Get this smoke. 5 undefeated guys. 5 guys? Not really. Remember Anthony Joshua got beat? Oh, you mean Anthony Joshua faced 5 undefeated guys? That's what you. Get this smoke for Fury. Fury faced 5 undefeated guys. That's what you're trying to say. It don't really matter. I don't care about that. See, undefeated is cool, but if you ain't got no experience and you fight nobody, it don't really mean nothing to me. I mean, it might mean something if you win. You know what I mean? Hybrid 95 says we're not mentioning Schwartz though. Absolutely, Schwartz was undefeated, but what the fuck? What that mean? You know? No, Tyson Fury, I don't care that they were undefeated. I mean, Chisora was good. You know, he's not ever made it to championship level in terms of winning a championship, but he has been a contender, so good for him. But at the end of the day, I think that if you guys want to mention Chisora, you could do that for both Tyson Fury and I think it would be Anthony Joshua. I don't know, whoever. I can't remember. But at the end of the day, I was really trying to look at more of the championship level and champion guys, right? That's what I was really trying to look at. But yeah, so when you look at the depths of resume, Anthony just got the deepest resume, and that's why I think a lot of people need to respect this guy. They're talking about he ain't got no chin. Fucking, are you serious? Anthony Joshua has a chin. He has a beard. The problem with Anthony Joshua is you can't be getting hit flush on that beard all the time. You know what I'm saying? You got hit on the top of the head. And Andy Ruiz, he got that style to get in on the inside of Joshua and really throw off those combinations on him, like really, really quickly. He moves right inside on Joshua very, very fast. And he lands these short range, very compact shots to the head and to the body. So I think Ruiz was just too much for Joshua. Joshua needed to make sure to keep Ruiz off of him. Keep him at bay as much as possible. Otherwise, he's going to just tear him up on the inside. Because Joshua ain't got no answer for him on the inside. Jackson Opal says, other issues, AJ doesn't have great skills. What are you talking about? He has good, he's solid, man. He's a very good boxer. If you guys were watching the opening rounds of AJ versus Andy Ruiz, Ruiz wasn't getting in on Joshua just like that. He was getting caught with the jab. He was keeping him at bay. That's how he was able to catch him with that 1-2, that uppercut. I think it was right uppercut, left hook. That's a staple of Anthony Joshua. Right uppercut, left hook, and then put him down. Right? It's just that Andy Ruiz, was like, fuck that. I'm gonna battle you. And he got onto the inside because Anthony Joshua didn't respect distance like he was doing before. Andy Ruiz was able to do what he wanted to do, and Andy Ruiz on the inside is a killer. He hits you with these short, compact shots really fast. He hits you, bah, 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 bah. Ask Joseph Parker. Joseph Parker realized I need to smother this motherfucker, and I need to box him on the outside. So that's what Joseph Parker did. And that's why he got the win. I thought Ruiz won the fight because he got more of the earlier rounds. But, you can't fault Joseph Parker. He was able to neutralize Andy Ruiz. And he was able to, come back in the fight. He actually was hitting him shot for shot, I think AJ just kind of departed from his plan. AJ liked to bang too much. That's where he gets in trouble. He likes to bang. Something the game plan is box the motherfucker, and you want to bang with the motherfucker. So that's why he gets himself hurt. He got hurt with Klitschko because he was trying to bang. In a trade, Klitschko caught him with the straight right, and he was on dazzle legs for a minute. You can't be getting hit by a full-blooded, the hardest puncher guy, unless you Danny Garcia and you got a granite chin. You get hit flush by, with all the leverage in the heavyweight division of a guy hitting you, and you're going to just stand there and stand on your 2 feet. Unless you got a fucking granite chin, you at least need to ride the punch. You can't be just walking into punches like that. So that's what happened to Anthony Joshua. He got hit on the lopside of his head as he was trying to throw a punch, and that kind of threw his equilibrium, and he just never got himself back together. But credit to Andy Ruiz, and Andy Ruiz you know, made sure he got his ass beat up. Because if Andy Ruiz had not known what to do after that to finish off Joshua, then Joshua would have been back in the game, just like how he was against Klitschko. But Ruiz never let up. He got up every time against Ruiz. He knew where he was, and I thought it was a fair stoppage. He was relaxed, smiling like he was still in Miami in the back of a yacht. No, he's a guy. Joshua's a guy. It's kind of like what they tell you in fighting. You have to be clear-headed and you have to be relaxed. So unless he's fighting Ruiz, he just totally relaxed. So that's all it was. He was cool. He was still in control. He was there. He was collective. He understood what was going on, but he probably was still spinning. That's why he leaned back on the rope. He was still spinning. You understand? Because remember, in boxing, it's more your equilibrium that's off. When you see guys stumbling all around the ring and the other guy just beating the shit out of them, it's their equilibrium's off. So he probably was just spinning. It's just this shit is going on, and he's like, okay, I'm gonna just ride this out, and I'm gonna come back. And the referee said, nope. And he was like, what? He said to the referee, what? But his hands were on the ropes while the referee was talking. You know, so, you know, it is what it is. Because I remember the third, I think it was the third time or whatever, he fell down. He got up, he smiled. He was smiling. He looked at the corner. He winked at the corner. And then he turned around to fight again. You know? So, I knew that he was collective. I think it was just that he probably laughing, thinking to himself, man, I just got knocked down twice or 3 times. This is interesting, man. Let's do it. It's a fight. It's on, motherfucker. Because he's a fighter, man. The dude got fighting him. You know what I'm saying? He got his head bashed in and he felt like a lead. I think it was in the second round. He felt like, or third round, whatever round was. He felt like lead when he got dropped twice. He felt like lead. That motherfucker got back up. I was ready to go again. You know what I'm saying? And that motherfucker's a fighter, man. Ruiz is a NABF warrior. He's not no. And by the way, I don't think Anthony Joshua is no Frank Bruno. He ain't no fucking Frank Bruno. You know, y'all gonna see that Ruiz fight. And if he had to scrap it out with Ruiz, he gonna scrap it again. That motherfucker's not. You heard what this motherfucker said. He said, I want it back in New York in Madison Square Garden. You know what he's saying? He's saying, that motherfucker got me. I'm going to get that motherfucker back. I'm going to get it back. And that's the mind and the heart of a real champion and a real beast. Them killers, man. There's killers in the heavyweight division. Wilder's a killer. You know, Joshua's a killer. He got a mean streak in him. And, I think Tyson Fury's a killer as well, even though he's not as he got mean streak in him as well. All them motherfuckers get back up when they get knocked down. You ever notice that? That tell you how mean them motherfuckers are. AJ's chin is a little shaky. Seen him get hurt way too much. No, because he engaged too much. It's nothing to do with his chin. He engaged too fucking much. That's why he keep on getting dropped. He likes to scrap. AJ likes to fucking scrap. That's the problem with AJ. That's why he look. First of all, does he look like a Amir Khan when he gets knocked down? No, he doesn't. So, I tells you, he got a chin. It's just that he keep on getting hit flush with certain shots he should not get hit with because he doesn't respect distance. If you the bigger guy and you fighting the guy, you got a reach advantage. What the fuck you playing Paul Williams for inside of there? You're not Paul Williams. That's not your fight. And so he fights the wrong fight at times, and he pays for it. He shouldn't be dropped. You know, AJ has some old dudes. I'm not quite sure what that means. Get the Smoke says Povetkin is deeper. Yeah, Povetkin is one I should really have added because Povetkin's he's for real, you know. So if you guys want to include Povetkin in Joshua's thing and add even more there, fine. But he's legit. Hybrid 95 at Jackson, have a good chin at heavyweight is quite rare. The thing about it is, all right, when you get hit by a fucking heavyweight, you go to sleep, right? Tyson Fury got hit by Deontay Wilder, he was supposed to go to sleep. That motherfucker got back up. Right? Anthony Joshua got hit by... You couldn't get a more perfect fucking straight right by Vladimir Klitschko. That usually knocks out most heavyweights. Motherfucker got back up. He got a left hook from hell from Dillian White. Full-fledged, caught him flush. That motherfucker didn't even go down. Understand what you're watching. That's why I said AJ has a chin. He have a beard, for sure. He just puts himself in situations where AJ's a killer. If y'all don't realize, he's a straight fucking killer. He's a killer. All right. You know, Jarrell Miller, he's a beast too. Obviously, Andy Ruiz showed us he's a killer, right? He's an assassin, right? He called it Destroyer. I mean, these guys are vicious, you know, and I like it. I like what I'm seeing. They're not Pulev. Pulev is a boxing stuff. Meh. You know, the division used to be kind of weak. You understand what I'm saying? Now we got a whole different generation of fighters who they're vicious. They have a mean streak in them. You know, they catch you, they're gonna finish your ass. You know what I'm saying? You know, Deontay Wilder's vicious. He's a vicious motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Vicious. You know, looking to catch a body up in there. He's vicious. He really is. But you know, and that's the cool thing about these guys. But you saw how Tyson Fury did to Deontay in the 12th round. After he got knocked down, that motherfucker came at Deontay Wilder. He was like, fuck you, I'm gonna come at your ass. And he was beating him up. And I'm just saying, that's different. You know what I'm saying? We didn't see heavyweights like that since the 90s. You know, they're not as, I would say, they're not as what's the word I'm looking for? You know, they're not as, you know, how do I say, romanticized, you know, because we're not as naive anymore as the heavyweights of the 90s. You know, we had guys like Bert Cooper. Y'all remember Bert Cooper? That motherfucker, boy. You know, we had y'all know who I'm talking about from the 90s. I can see the guy's face, but I can't tell you who he is right now. There were some bad boys in the 90s, man. And in the 2000s too, early 2000s. You know, Evander fucking Holyfield. You know, Bert Cooper. Oh shit, there's just a whole bunch of them, man. I just can't remember them right now. There's a guy who's a military dude. I can see his face. I can see him. I just can't remember his name. Jackson Hofer says, Hybrid 95, that is true. Povetkin's resume is deeper than AJ's. That's true. That's true. I'll give you that. Before Klitschko and so on, yeah. But I'm just saying, AJ got wins. You know what I'm saying? Povetkin, I mean, right now wins too. I mean, he lost to AJ and Vladimir Klitschko, so. And he bad. He knocked out, what's this dude? The Cuban dude. I can't remember his name right now. Yeah. So, yeah. That's what I'm talking about with boxing. So, I decided to just compare the heavyweights. There was another thing I want to talk to you guys about, besides the Canelo thing, which is, Clarissa Shields, man. How many people actually... Mike Tyson, Lennox Lewis, Tommy Morrison, George Foreman, Ray Mercer. That's the motherfucker I was thinking of. Ray Mercer. Merciless Ray Mercer. He knocked out Tommy Morrison in a nasty fashion. God damn. Yeah. Of course, you also had the Southpaw dude who had fought Evander Holyfield the first time, beat him. George Foreman beat him. You guys know what I'm talking about. Which he was trained by Ted Lee Atlas. You guys know what I'm talking about. I just can't remember his name. Believe it or not, I just can't remember. I don't know why I'm blanking out with names, but I am. Yet to be fair, Povetkin has fought 12 to 14 more fights than AJ. That's true too. That's true too. AJ only on his 23rd fight. And he's been fighting stiff competition for a while. He got easy fights in between, but I mean, he's been fighting stiff competition for a while. So, kudos to Eddie Hearn, man. Eddie Hearn was bringing him up right. You know what I'm saying? And Eddie Hearn decided to match him tough. And, you know, it is what it is, but he decided to match him tough. You know what I'm saying? Credit to Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn was doing a pretty good job with AJ. I think he still do a good job with AJ. AJ lost. AJ had already said that he thought that in his career he might inevitably lose. He had talked about that. And he said that doesn't mean you can't be great. And you're right. I mean, most of the great, all of the great heavyweights that I know of, except for Rocky Marciano, who's a great heavyweight himself, all of the great heavyweights I know of, they lost. Right? They lost. So it is what it is. I mean, it doesn't mean that it's like AJ said, losing is not the way to go. You're not trying to lose. You're not, you're not glorifying losing, but it happens. You know what I'm saying? It happens. What are you gonna do when you lose? You gotta you get back up. True champion, can get back up and win. Get back to where he was. So that's what AJ gonna do. So I don't want to down AJ. I think he's actually done extraordinarily well for not only the number of fights he's had, but also for the fact that he's literally gotten to the top tier, gotten 3 of the 4 belts that he needed to get, and was the man at the division pretty much for a while. He was a man at the division. He hadn't left UK. This was his his debut into the world and into the United States of America, and it didn't work out for him. But you know what? He got this rematch, and I really do hope that it's in Madison Square Gardens again. I hope he faces Andy Ruiz and shows us what he really do in that ring. I'm not saying he's going to win. I'm not going to go that far. But I would say, show us what he can do in that ring. And who knows? Maybe he wins. Maybe he wins the rematch. I don't know. But maybe he wins the rematch. Because what I saw in the early rounds before the knockdowns, which was in the 3rd, he seemed to be, not completely, but he seemed to have the advantage of Andy Ruiz at first. Okay? Andy Ruiz had to figure out how he was going to get on the inside. So that's what I thought. And he actually dropped him. And I think if he probably had been more patient, I think if he had taken his time, I think he might have been able to control Andy Ruiz. Based on what Joseph Parker did, I don't see why he couldn't do it with the longer reach and the height and stuff. I know Andy Ruiz would have gotten to him at some point, as he has always done. But, so Anthony Joshua should be able to, in the rematch, at least give a good account for himself. He shouldn't even be knocked down or knocked out by Andy Ruiz, hopefully, knowing what he's up against and where in his game plan he kind of faltered. That's all I got to say. But I think the rematch, maybe his redemption. Who knows? He actually beat Andy Ruiz, which would be good. Whichever way it goes, I think that Anthony Joshua, in my opinion, I like the dude. I've always liked the dude. I never thought that he would beat Deontay Wilder. I think Deontay Wilder will beat him. I never thought that he could beat Tyson Fury. I'm pretty sure he probably would think that he could beat both of them. He's fundamentally sound. He's a good boxer. He just doesn't. He just trades sometimes. He just decides, I'm going to fucking bang. I don't know why, but he does. Okay? And that's I think that's his fundamental flaw, that he tries to sometimes just bang with motherfuckers, and that's what gets him in trouble. And you could say that about Amir Khan, but it's just the difference is when you see Amir Khan gets hit, that motherfucker gets punched the fuck drunk. He don't got no chin. No disrespect to Amir Khan, but dude, they ain't got no chin. I think so. I might be wrong. Again, Amir Khan's problem is he like to fight too much. So in an exchange, he be throwing 3, 4, 5 punches, and he get caught with one, and he's punch drunk for the rest of the fight. But and you just wondering, will he make it through or will he get knocked the fuck out? It gets very exciting. That's what makes Amir Khan's fight so exciting, because he's gonna get wrecked at some point in the fight, and he's gonna be punch drunk. You're just waiting for it. See some people counting it down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There it is. Hey, he's gonna go face Billy Dibbs. Who the hell is Billy Dibbs? I kinda can't knock him the fuck out. Hopefully. Hey man, I shouldn't really be making so much joke of America. He could whoop my ass. He literally could whoop my ass. He's a professional fighter. He could beat me. You know what I'm saying? But I hear he hits pretty hard for for his speed. So you know what I'm saying? American out here getting hit and running around like a baby deer. We're making fun of him, American. He's a hell of a guy though. He donates to so many different things, and he's a real cool dude. He's really not be. He's a cool dude. I heard he's a real cool dude. It's just that, unfortunately for him, people know what he's his flaws in his style. So if his defense was more on point, he wouldn't be getting hit like that. And we wouldn't even have to be talking about him and being punch drunk and all that stuff. It's just his defense not on point. So he gets hit, and he gets hit flush. Sometimes not. He got hit in his neck with Danny Garcia, and he still went down. But it is what it is. That's boxing. Phenomenal talent, though. Phenomenal talent. Got speed like crazy. I call him Speedy. The Flash. American, man. Now, he should not fuck with any of those welterweights right now. Them top tier welterweights, not even Pacquiao. Don't even fuck with Pacquiao right now. Don't fuck with none of those guys, because them guys would knock you out. For sure. Alright, man. I'm out of here. You guys have a good night. It's 9 o'clock already. I gotta go get something to eat, so I'm eating late. So, hope you guys have a good one. Spend an hour talking about a whole bunch of other things. Oh yeah, Clarissa Shields. I was gonna say, Clarissa Shields, man. Oh my God, she is the bomb. Her resume is wicked. 9 fucking fights. You kidding me? Oh man, I ain't never seen that before. And I argue that Hannah could have taken the fight from her, could have beaten her, but Clarissa, man, she's from a different cloth. We're gonna see how far her career goes and what she does in her career. I hope she keeps on pressing on and trying to do some record-breaking things, because she's doing some crazy shit. She's probably the baddest motherfucker ever in women's boxing. Might even be better than some men in men's boxing too. The kind of shit she doing, I mean, it's crazy. So Hybrid 95 says she need to cool it off talking about fighting men. Shit, man, she might run out of a woman to beat. So she may have to cross over and fight men. Think about what I'm saying now. Because she's so fucking good right now. She's not the greatest boxer I've ever seen, but she's so fucking good in terms of her resume and what she has accomplished, that at the rate she's going, there ain't gonna be nobody for her to fight, which is sad. So that's why, like with Floyd and all these guys, what they try to do is, instead of just trying to give everybody the smoke and then you ain't got nobody to fight, right? You try to pace it and draw it out and market it properly so that you always have somebody to fight, because Clarissa's cleaning the clock really fast. She took care of super middleweight. She went down to middleweight. She took care of that. Shit, she ain't gonna have nobody to face just now. So she needs to kind of dial it back. Somebody need to be able to do proper management and marketing for her, so she could actually be looked at and marketed as an icon. Because Layla Ali, at least she had marketing behind her. Clarissa, man, she a beast. She a fucking beast. I have a problem with her fighting men. She might get her ass beat by one or two of them though, because she talking about some names that some fucking killers out there. She don't want to be hit by one of them killers. She put her to sleep. NyQuil. But hey, if she feels she can do it, there's a difference between me and other people. Guys out there, fucking do it. Do it. That's how I think about it. Because I'm backing the athlete. If the athlete thinks they can do this, and once they're not talking shit and they back their shit up, I'm with them. So if she thinks she is the best woman boxer of all time, she done some shit that no other woman boxer has done. So yeah, obviously I gotta back that up. My point being this: a lot of people, remember when Billie Jean beat some guy in tennis? I can't remember who she beat. I think it was McEnroe. I can't remember who it was. Showing that women could do some shit that men thought that they couldn't. If Clarissa Shields want to go whoop some ass, some guy's ass, let her go. Now the thing about it is now, the guys can't hold back just because she's a woman. So if y'all rumbling, y'all rumbling. You know what I'm saying? The consequences to rumbling. So if you think, you better make sure you ready for that shit as a woman, because if that motherfucker knock you out cold and next thing you in a coma or some shit and you got to be recouping, you know what I'm saying? Because nobody gonna go easy on each other. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, But she's built tough, man. She built rugged. I'm sure she could take on some guys in certain weight classes and get them some work. Get them some work. I'm pretty sure she can give some of them guys work. Some good work. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know how the rules will go. If they're going to go the 3-minute rounds or they're going to might as well do 3-minute rounds. I mean, I'm sure Carissa can handle that. She probably be shit like that all the time. And she ain't got a whole bunch of women to spar, so she be sparring guys. So, I mean, I don't see it as a hard thing for her to be doing that shit. She gonna end up like Lucia Riker. Hey, man. But hey, it's a risk to this, and it's boxing. So if you want to have a calculated risk of fighting a guy, why not? Why not? I mean, honestly, Clarissa Shields versus Paulie Malignaggi. Who you think gonna win that fight? Let's just be real. I'm taking extremes. I don't know. Paulie might outbox her. True. But I think Clarissa destroys him. I think she even knocks him out. Because Sean Porter is kind of got the same kind of mindset as Clarissa. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Clarissa Shields, man, she would kill. I mean, she would bully you. You know what I'm saying? She would beat you. If she finds a sign of weakness, and she would bully you. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, and she looks like a fucking quarterback. Like, she really looks tough. I wouldn't want to be fighting her. I think I'd get my ass beat by her. I'm just being honest. And I'm bigger than her. I'm pretty sure I'm bigger than her. I'm like 175. We go and have that fight at 154. I'm getting my ass beat. She would get hurt by guys at 140. Yeah, some of those guys are like, I wouldn't want to see her facing Terrence Crawford right at this point in time. Terrence Crawford would piece her up. Yeah, there are some 140 pounders. What's that guy's name? Because those 140 pounders, they walk around 150 something, 160 something. They're actually big guys. And those guys hit hard. They hit fucking hard. I wouldn't want to. But just because they hit hard doesn't mean that she wouldn't be able to block or, use her defense to try and protect from most of those punches. So it may not be a big deal. No way she hangs with Reggie's Prograis, Josh Taylor, or even Lipinets. Lipinets is at welterweight now, though. Now, Lipinets would give her the work. Lipinets is an inside fighter, and he volume. He'd give her the work. She not roughing him up. Not at all. Yeah. He just knocked out, he just fucking knocked out, Peterson. And Peterson's a beast. And he knocked Peterson out. I wouldn't know. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, Lipinets would be a little too much, I think, for her. Even though he's at welterweight now, he a beast. I wouldn't want to see her fighting him. But hey, if she wanted to smoke, give her the fucking smoke. If she want to, I'm not one of those people who say no. I was like, fuck that. She want to smoke, bring it. Let's see how far this shit could go. Sharp, but they sharper. Yeah. He wanted to take on Gennady Golovkin. I was like, good Jesus Christ, you want to prepare for your funeral. That motherfucker, first of all, could take a punch. So your punches ain't gonna do nothing there. And he been hit by hella a lot bigger guys and stronger guys than you. Just imagine Gennady Golovkin versus Clarissa Shields. A one-sided fucking fight. that ends in the second round. But if you want to smoke, give her the smoke. Give her the smoke. She wants the smoke. Bring it. I want to see what that fucking fight will end. Peterson was aged, though, in my opinion. I was picking Peterson to win that fight, but respect to Lipinus broke him down. And they were both landing good punches, but it's just Lipinus broke him down. Yeah. So, yeah, that's basically it. And Lipinus got a legendary name on his list. It's great stuff. I want to see what Sergio Lipinus can do. I mean, Danny Garcia did beat him at, what was it, super lightweight? Not Danny, sorry, Mikey Garcia. He's a hell of a fighter. He's a hell of a fighter. You know, he's a hell of a fighter. You know. All right, man. I'm out of here. She called out Thurman and Golovkin. Yes, I know. She said she could beat Thurman. I don't even know what she's talking about. I mean, Keith Thurman's not a guy you want to... Yeah, man. Keith Thurman's not a guy that you want to be, like, fighting, man. Shit, he's quick. Like, he will hit you, pop, and you will be on the canvas. Keith's brutal. There's only one guy of recent times that has not been knocked down by Keith Thurman, and that is Sean Porter. That's the only guy. Oh, and Danny Garcia. Danny Garcia got knocked the fuck out on his feet, and that guy revived. But he literally, when you see Keith Thurman hit him with a home run, you see Danny Garcia go limp, and he rolls off to the side. And that motherfucker somehow pulled himself back together and came back to life. Yeah, Sean Porter got buckled very badly, and Sean Porter got a chin. He got buckled real bad by Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman can hit. He can hit. He can hit home runs. You know, that's why I think Get That Smoke is saying he gonna knock out, man. He's gonna knock out, man. His power is for real. He got one-hitter quitter power. Keith Thurman got one-hitter quitter. Errol Spence don't got it. Keith Thurman has it. You know, but I don't think that's enough to knock out Manny Pacquiao. I just don't think so. Pacquiao's not gonna make himself, you know, that obviously get hit like that. And the thing with Keith is, because he kind of telegraphs when he's going to hit. It doesn't mean that you're not going to get hit by it, but you know, because you don't know when he's actually going to throw it. But he does telegraph his right at times. So, you know, that might, for a guy like Pacquiao, who is very aware of these things and can feel, you know, punches moving through the air, Pacquiao going to be, you know, up to speed on that shit. He going to brace for it or something. You know, but yeah. Keith Thurman, man. Anyway, yeah, guys, I gotta go. Time is gone. Have a good one. Deuces.